The smell of a $400 rib-eye and a 1998 Cabernet is supposed to be the scent of a milestone. It's the smell of we made it. But as I sat across from Alyssa in that dimly lit booth at Del Frisco's, the aroma felt like ozone before a lightning strike. I didn't yell. I didn't make a scene that would end up on some local, Karen's of New York, Instagram page. I just looked at my wife, the woman whose lifestyle I had built brick by expensive brick, and realized she was trying to short our marriage while I was still buying the dip. I'm a senior equity trader. My entire life is a series of calculated risks. I spend 12 hours a day staring at 6 monitors, watching the world's heartbeat in green and red candles. I know when a whale is dumping a position before the ticker even moves. I'm paid to see the hidden sell orders, and looking at Alyssa's eyes, I saw the biggest sell signal of my life. She was wearing the diamond tennis bracelet I'd bought her for her birthday last month. It glittered under the steakhouse heat lamps. I remember thinking how the light reflected off the stones was the only thing in the room that felt honest. Alyssa was the quintessential stay-at-home wife for the zip code we lived in. She was the director of our domestic life. The Pilates classes, the curated charity brunches, the pristine aesthetics of a home that looked like a museum. I was proud to provide it. I thought my 80-hour work weeks were the fuel for her happiness. I didn't realize they were just the cover she needed to start a new venture. "Mark, you're so blue chip," she said, swirling her wine as if she were inspecting a specimen. She used it as an insult. "Everything is so stable, so scheduled. I feel like I'm a part of your portfolio, not your partner. I need to know I'm still marketable on my own." I didn't blink. I've seen 500-point drops in the Dow that didn't make my pulse jump as much as that sentence. "And how do you plan to test your marketability, Alyssa?" I asked. My voice was level, the same tone I use when I'm telling a junior trader to cut a losing position. "I want to explore, Mark. I want to see other people. Chloe, you remember Chloe, my lifestyle coach. She says I'm in my prime, and I'm wasting it in a golden cage. I want an open arrangement, just for a while, to find my spark again. We'll stay married, of course. You're my rock. You're the foundation. But I need to know the new entry excitement is still there for me." The room didn't spin. My heart rate didn't even crack 70. In my world, when an asset tells you it's looking for a new buyer, you don't beg it to stay. You liquidate. "I see," I said, my voice as level as a Sunday morning. "And you expect me to fund this exploration." She laughed, a light, tinkling sound that used to charm me, but now sounded like glass breaking in a quiet room. She reached for my hand, and I moved it to adjust my tie. "Don't be like that," she said. "It's 2026, Mark. It'll make me a better wife when I come back to you. I just need to feel that new entry excitement again. I need to feel seen." I stood up, placed my gold Amex on the table for the check, and straightened my suit jacket. "The car is waiting outside, Alyssa. I suggest you take it. I'm going back to the office to finish some rebalancing. Take as much time as you need to. Find yourself." She beamed. She thought she'd just negotiated the deal of a lifetime. She thought I was the beta who would keep the lights on and the pantry stocked while she played in the dark with men who didn't have to worry about a mortgage. I didn't go to the office. I went to a hotel under my corporate name, a suite at the Ritz that I keep for late nights during earnings season. I called my lead attorney, a man who has successfully navigated 3 of the nastiest hedge fund divorces in Manhattan. "I need a full audit," I told him. "Everything, the cloud, the car logs, the joint accounts, and the hidden ones I know she thinks I don't see." By 3 a.m., my audit phase was in full swing. Alyssa thought she was being clever, but she's a user, and I'm a data analyst. I started with the Peloton. We have a high-end bike in the home gym. I checked the shared workouts log. For 3 months, Alyssa had been high-fiving a user named Viper NYC every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m., exactly when I was in the midday trading crunch. Then I checked the smart lock logs for the side entrance. Guest code 4, the one we gave the organic gardener we fired 6 months ago, had been activated 12 times in the last month, always between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. The dopamine hit for me wasn't the discovery. It was the clinical realization that I was about to wipe her out. I didn't feel sadness. I felt the cold, sharp clarity of a professional who has identified a massive systemic risk. I spent the next 4 hours mapping the money. Alyssa had been forging my signature on miscellaneous household expenses and home improvement, checks to pay for luxury hotel rooms and dinners for a man who turned out to be a failed fitness model named Tyler. The acting phase began the next day. I returned home and acted like the bewildered but supportive husband. It was an Academy Award performance. I bought her a $5,000 designer bag just because. I told her I'd be working late on a big merger for the next 2 weeks, effectively giving her the clearance she needed to increase her activity. Every time she'd text me a "thinking of you, honey," While she was at a lounge with Tyler, I'd screenshot it and send it to my legal team. I even suggested she take a wellness retreat to the Dominican Republic with Chloe. "You deserve it, babe," I told her, kissing her forehead while I looked at the bank's fraudulent activity report on my phone. She'd been using our joint credit card to book Tyler's flight under a marketing expense for her non-existent lifestyle blog. "You're the best, Mark," she said, her eyes already on her phone. "I knew you'd understand that I just needed to breathe." The dopamine scene was the morning of her flight. She was in the foyer, 3 Louis Vuitton suitcases stacked like a trophy. She was wearing her travel chic outfit, a silk jumpsuit and oversized sunglasses, glowing with the excitement of a woman about to spend my money on another man's validation. "I'll miss you," she chirped. "I'll call you when I land in Punta Cana. Don't work too hard, okay?" "You won't have to call," I said, handing her a sleek black folder. It wasn't her boarding pass. "What's this? A surprise?" she asked, her hand trembling slightly with excitement. "It's a stop-loss order, Alyssa. I've decided to liquidate the position." She opened the folder. The first page was a high-resolution photo from our own security camera of Tyler, Viper NYC, entering the side door with his own key while I was at my desk in the city. The second page was a detailed spreadsheet of every forged signature and every cent of marital property she had gifted to her boyfriend. The third page was the notice of termination of marital assets. "Mark, what, this is a joke, right? You said you understood." Her voice rose to a screech. "I understood that you were a liability," I corrected her, my voice as calm as a steady market. "And in this environment, we don't hold liabilities. We dump them at 9 a.m., which was 6 minutes ago. The joint credit cards were deactivated. The wellness retreat was booked on a corporate card I've reported as fraudulent. You'll find the police are quite interested in the forgery. And since this house was a premarital asset held in a trust, you signed a waiver for 3 years ago during the refinance. You need to leave. You can't do this. I'm your wife. I have rights," she screamed, her curated face finally cracking into an ugly mask of panic. "You have the right to remain silent, actually," I said, checking my watch. "The Uber to your mother's house is outside. I've already sent the audit packet to your mother, by the way." I figured she'd want to know why her perfect daughter is being sued for degree bank fraud. I watched from the window as she stood on the sidewalk with her 3 suitcases, her phone useless in her hand as the account frozen. Alerts started rolling in. Tyler didn't show up to save her. He was too busy being served with a lawsuit for tortious interference and civil conspiracy by my legal team. He was a shark, but he'd forgotten that I'm the guy who builds the cages. The aftermath was a total market crash for her. Alyssa's optics were destroyed. Her mother, a woman of old-school values who lived on my generosity as well, refused to house her once she saw the evidence of the forgery. Chloe, the lifestyle coach, disappeared the moment the free drinks and networking stopped. I'm back on the floor now. My portfolio is leaner, meaner, and 100% more profitable. I don't buy the discovery hype anymore. I only invest in assets with proven integrity. I have a new partner now, Sarah. She's a pediatric surgeon. She doesn't need validation from a guy named Viper. She just needs a man who is as reliable as the systems he builds. I'm still the boring provider, but my dividends have never been higher. Was it cold to short the woman I loved the moment she asked for an open door? Or is that just how you survive a volatile market? Let me know in the comments. Was I too clinical, or was this the only way to protect the system?